Hi, this is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers Academy, and today we're talking about part 2 of Grow and Scale of our Grow and Scale workshop. The Grow and Scale workshop is designed to help you to be able to grow your business and to give you different tips and strategies to scale it. In part 1, we talked about what growing your business means and what scaling your business means. Growing is definitely going to is going to require more time, more money, and potentially more resources. Well, definitely more resources. Scaling your business, hopefully, if you get efficient at certain operations, then you may not have to invest as much money or invest as much time, or you can give your existing resources a little more work and not have to invest in more resources. So again, looking at what you're already doing, optimizing what you're doing, making sure that what you're doing is efficient and moving forward in your business by taking the current components of your business operations and then streamlining them or making them more efficient or optimizing them so that you don't have to invest as much money, time, and resources when you're on the scaling journey. So one of the first things in your growing and scaling your business journey is that we talked about time management and consistency. Time management and consistency is so important. It is the foundation of your business. It is the foundation of the growth of your business and helping to move things forward. If you have not gotten your time, the time that you spend in your business, under control, and what I mean by that is sometimes we get sucked into the YouTube vortex or the social media vortex, or spending time binge watching shows on Netflix vortex. And so we're not really working in our business. We're not even working at our business or in our business. We are randomly just pecking at the business. And so time management, the goal is that you would have focused time that you invest in your business for specific things that need to get done to keep your business moving and to help your business to grow. So you need to build a real work schedule. We discussed that in part 1. You need to make sure that the work schedule works based off of your lifestyle and what's happening in your world. Based off your work schedule, what's happening with your family. Build a work schedule that's going to help you. If it's just you, then again, you have the flexibility that you need to work the schedule as you need to, but you need to build a real work schedule. Once you build the real work schedule, then you'll be able to use that to build the consistency in your business to help you to be consistent in what you do, everything that you do in your business. So as we go down this list, talking about your business operations, I'm going to keep encouraging you throughout this discussion to make sure that you're documenting all of this, because you can use that information to outsource some of your business operations to a VA. The things that don't make you take a significant amount of time, you don't get as much financial reward from it. Maybe there's a VA opportunity, a virtual assistant that can do some of that work for you. That's what a VA is. So on this journey, your research strategy is extremely important. You need to know how you plan on researching products, or you're already researching products. What's your process? What's your method? Document it, write it down. Are you researching products on certain platforms? Are you using a research tool, or are you organically researching products? Are you taking those, if you're using a research tool, like you have that in your budget, you need to make sure you have that. Are there limits on that research tool? Sometimes they only let you retrieve so many items or not. If you're doing organic research, again, what is your approach? Are you only looking at products that have a certain number of stars or a certain rating or a certain number of reviews? Are you looking to sell similar products? Are you looking to develop your own product? So what is your research strategy to determine the demand for this product? Write all of that down. If you don't have a strategy, you need to write that down. That is so important to know where you potentially have holes in your current business strategy and your business operations so that you can fix those holes. So if you're doing retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, you have a variety of different research strategies because you're going after things that are selling and moving with the hopes of your items selling within 3 months or less on different platforms. Sometimes there's a buy and hold strategy, but for the most part, you're trying to flip items very quickly. That's the whole retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. Whereas wholesale, you might be in it for the longer term. And so You may not be going after those things that are moving immediately. You want things to sell on a regular basis. Maybe you're going after replenishables or consumables, or maybe you're going after other products. And so you just want to have a nice variety of wholesale products that you sell. So you're not committed or focused on any one product. If you are doing drop shipping, maybe you have a specific list of drop ship suppliers that you source from. So who is that? Where is that? That should be in your research strategy so that, again, if you outsource that to a VA, they know where to start. If you're doing white label, again, who are the white label suppliers? Or maybe it is your vetting research that you're doing to determine the demand and then developing who your potential suppliers will be, which will be on the sourcing strategy. So write down what your current research strategy is. How are you researching products? How are you determining what the demand is? How are you determining if you're going to sell it? How are you determining what the profit margins are that you're looking for some of these products? So what's your research strategy? Do you not sell products that, you only have a 10% ROI? And so if that's the case, that's what you need to document. You need to document what your desired or preferred ROI is as well in that research strategy. Because again, if you pick that up, hand it over to a VA so you can work on other things that are going to potentially make you more money. Your VA can handle that work. A VA is a virtual assistant. So your sourcing strategy, who are you sourcing from? Like, where are you getting your products? The first thing is always to determine the demand. Is there a demand for the product that you're looking to sell? If there is a demand for the product, then where do I go buy it? A lot of people just go for the where to go buy it, and they don't think about the demand. And so then when they're stuck with inventory, they're frustrated. So if your strategy is to first go source and then think about the demand after the fact, or try to figure out why you have all this overage of leftover inventory, then you may be going about it wrong. And so what is your sourcing strategy? You need to document them. Are you going from a list of things that you know are in demand, or are you just randomly like going out there and say, okay, I'm just looking to see if this thing is selling and then I'm going to sell it. Now, I won't say that that's 100% wrong. It just depends on your e-commerce method. What is your method of doing e-commerce? Then the next one is your listing strategy. How are you creating listings? Are you creating them manually? Are you using a listing tool? Are you using a cross-posting tool? What is your approach for creating listings? What are the key fields that you want to make sure you have no matter what platform you're listing on? So, title, description, photos. What is your strategy for making sure you have good photos? So think through all of this. Really document what your strategy is, what you're doing today. And if you're not doing anything today, it's you getting started and writing it down as you go along. If you write it down as you go along, then you have a better chance of being able to put together your strategy, and then you can tweak it over the years and improve on it. And then as you continue to grow your business and scale, then you can outsource that piece of the operations to somebody else, and you already have it documented. You don't have to start all over from scratch. The one thing about like documenting things after you've been doing it for years is you inevitably always forget one or two steps, because at that point in your journey, you're doing it on autopilot and you don't think about it. Whereas if you are doing it as you are learning it, then again, you won't miss all the little steps. So when you're outsourcing to a VA, you got to make sure you include the little steps. And that's always the tough thing. So what are all the little things and the big things that you're doing in your business when it comes to listing? And then your shipping strategy. So have you outsourced shipping operations to somebody else? Are you, if you haven't outsourced it to somebody else, then if you're doing it yourself, what is your shipping strategy? How often are you ordering shipping supplies? Who are you getting them from? Who is your carrier that you're shipping to? Are you dropping stuff on your stuff off on your on your own, or are you having them come to pick it up? What's your strategy? If you've decided you're going to do drop shipping, again, what is your shipping strategy? You still should have one. Are you looking for people that are going to ship within X number of days? Are you looking for not people, but suppliers that are going to ship within X number of days? Are you looking for suppliers that are going to ship from the US? Again, you have a strategy. No matter what method of e-commerce you're doing, there's always a shipping strategy. Then customer service and returns. What's your strategy? What's your approach? If you're selling on certain platforms, then your customer service parts, not all of your customer service strategy, may be taken care of for you. Like on Amazon, they just automatically do some stuff. They still look for you to respond. They look for you to provide feedback. So they still look for you to be involved a little bit. On some of the other platforms like eBay and or Google Shopping, Bonanza, Etsy, like you're running the show, and Shopify, you're running the show. So what is your customer service strategy? Is your goal to check for questions, inquiries same day? So like in the morning, or is your strategy to just answer the questions as they come, or to create a Q&A template? So then that way, again, thinking about a VA long term, you're trying to grow and scale. This may be something that a VA could handle for you, and you don't have to do it. If you start compiling the frequently asked questions, you can give your VA a FAQ and they can handle the questions for you. Returns and refunds. What is your strategy or approach on there? Do you require that the item be fully shipped back to you before you process the refund? Are you going to go ahead and initiate partial refund and then issue the rest of it later? What is your return strategy and your refund strategy? Make sure you document that. What are you doing? Are you logging into the environment? Are you checking for certain things before you decide you're going to refund or return it? Because again, there's always scammers too. So you gotta have a strategy for that. And then think about, if you were not handling it yourself and somebody else had to handle it, what information are you giving them to be able to handle? And then you have administrative tasks. So there's a bunch of administrative tasks that you are responsible for. You're responsible for account reconciliation. So reconciling your accounts, making sure you know where you stand, your taxes, your finances. You need to make sure you have money, especially if there's anything that you're applying, you have subscriptions for. And if you have subscriptions for stuff, like, you still have to make sure that you're profitable. You may be spending all of your money on tools, listing tools, and other things, and your bottom line at the end of the day, after you subtract everything from what and the fees and all that other fun stuff, you may determine that you only made 10 cents this week. That is a lot of work for 10 cents. So again, thinking about what are the activities that you're doing in your business. And then some of these you're going to keep yourself, and some of them you're going to outsource. But if this is a business that you're thinking that you're going to leave a legacy for, make sure you have this documented so that if something were to happen to you, someone else can step in and be able to handle that. Someone in your family, a friend, whatever it happens to be. What is your inventory management strategy and or activities? And what is your order management activities? Some of your inventory management and your order management, like they may be aspects of that's part of your shipping strategy, and also your listing strategy. So you may look at those separately, or you may combine them into the listing strategy and the shipping strategy. And your legal structure for your business, all of the legal pieces. You have to have a return policy. You got to have a refund policy. You have to have a shipping policy. All of those things about your business, and then just your structure in and of itself. Are you a sole proprietor? Are you an LLC? These are things that your VA wouldn't have anything to do with, but you do need to set yourself up right so you're ready to go. And you need to make sure that you're compliant with everything that's required to be a seller online on certain platforms. So traffic strategy, what are you doing to drive traffic to your listings, to your store? If you have a store, what are you doing? One of the things that you might be writing down is, okay, I do keyword research. Well, what tools are you using for keyword research? What's your method of keyword research? What are you looking for when you do keyword research? Okay. So what are you doing to drive traffic to yourself? Are you doing paid ads? What are you doing? You need to write that down. And then your education plan. This is something your VA can't necessarily help you with, but maybe there are things that you've decided you want to take on. You want to get better at creating Facebook ads, or you want to get better at creating Google ads, whatever that happens to be. You need to write these things down, and it should be part of your plan, your long-term big picture plan. So as you're writing those things, what you're going to discover is that you are building the building blocks, or creating the building blocks to develop a business plan. Having a business plan is definitely going to help you as you move forward and trying to grow your business and scale it. If you need to get funding, maybe you're applying for grants, maybe you are applying for whatever it happens to be. This will help you be able to do those things. Having a business plan shows that you're serious about your business. and that you definitely intend for your business to grow. You intend to scale it. So if you put together a business plan and outline your strategies for things, different things, and your long-term vision for your business, that can help you win money for grants, for loans, if you decide you want to take on loans, or it's something that you can review every single year as you start the new year and begin planning what your new year is going to look like. So again, take the information that you have compiled from all the different strategies and your approach and your documentation and use that to help yourself build a business plan. In the long run, again, it's going to help you to get what you need to be able to help your business to grow and scale if you have one in place. So if you are going to outsource to a VA, you want to take all of that documentation. So we have document as bullet number one, document everything. Okay. And that's something I've just been harping on this whole time is if you document everything that you need, it's going to make it easier for your VA, a person that you're interested in doing the work, to come in and help you. So you're going to record your standard operating procedures, which are SOPs. This is all the things that you think based on the analysis that you're going to do. So let me just walk you through the analysis because it's not on here. You want to take all of the things that you've documented that you do, and you want to separate them into 3 different categories. The first category is the simple category, like the basic. If you give someone written documentation and they could follow it step by step easily without having to think about anything. It's kind of like a person that has to put things in the file drawer. If you tell them, here's the stack of files, I need you to go alphabetize them and put them in the drawers based on in alphabetical order. Okay. Doesn't require a significant amount of thinking. You just have to know your alphabet and you got to know where the file drawers are. That's it. So once you know that, you can literally go, okay, this is the last name is whatever. Put this in with, so the last name is Smith. Put it go to the S's and put it in alphabetical orders under Smith. Just that simple. So again, that's a simple task. Then you have your more involved tasks. Your involved tasks are things that a person, they can follow instructions to do, but they're also required to think about it. They're required to make some decisions. They're required to maybe sum up some things, do some analysis, take some additional action. So these are tasks that a thinker is required to do. So the first one is the task that a doer does. Like a doer can just do the work and not necessarily have to think a lot about it. A thinker is going to be able to take that list of actions that they need to do, this checklist or whatever, and step through it. But they got to think throughout it. And then you have specialists, people that they really have to be specialized in this particular task. So a specialist might be your Facebook ads person. A specialist might be your graphic design artist. A specialist might be your video editor. That is a specialist, okay? It's a person that has a special set of skills, knowledge, or abilities, and they have to do it for you unless you know how to do it, okay? If you're going to outsource. So know what type of VA that you need. Do you need a doer? Do you need a thinker? Or do you need a specialist? Which one of those 3 do you need, okay? Then after you kind of look at the standard operating procedures and you separate each one of the procedures, these are things that a doer could do. So I'm going to look for a doer. You can go to different platforms to try and find that person that's going to just do work for you. And then once you go to any of the platforms, and this is just a very small, limited. There's so many different platforms now that will allow you to find a VA. But you want to test them out for a period of time. Give them a trial run, give them a 30-day trial run, actually before that, you can test them before you hire them. So you can give them a task of maybe you want them to sort something for you. Maybe you want them to go out there and find the top 10 products that are in baby that are selling on Amazon right now that are not name brand. And so you give them a task like that. They tell them they can go to Amazon top 100 and go do the research. And you're looking for not well-known name brands. Okay, like Gerber. I'm looking for, I don't want Gerber, but if you give me Gerber, that means you didn't understand the instructions. And then test them out and see if they follow that instruction. Those that follow the instruction or either go above and beyond that instruction, those may be people that you want to continue the interview process and to have more discussion with them. And if they work out, then you can hire them. Okay. When you hire them, monitor them or hang out with them for a period of time. Also, make sure that you're doing a touch base with them, whether it's a daily touch base with them for the first 1 or 2 weeks, or it's a weekly touch base that's every week. Figure out what type of touch base you're going to do and make sure you're checking in with them on a regular basis on that touch base so that they are well versed in your business and they're well equipped to be able to do it. Now, I personally, like I have a NDCA, a non-disclosure, non-compete clause that I make people sign. If you're going to do business with me, then you have to sign that. And so you may do the same thing. You may pull together some type of legalized document, or some of the platforms will already have those things in place for you so that if a person violates something, then that platform will take care of it. So decide, I mean, like VA platform. So decide how, where you're going to hire the person from, who you want to talk to, what they offer, and then start that journey. The other thing about this journey is as you're watching them do the work or you're monitoring them or checking in with them, like if you know, because you've been running your business, if you know that it takes 2 hours to create 20 listings, or it takes 3 hours to create 20 listings, and so this person is working 8 hours for you. So you tell them, you don't tell them how many hours you know something takes. Give them a lot of grace and mercy when they first start. So it's going to take them double, possibly triple the amount of time that it takes you to do the same amount of work initially. Until they get better at it, they get more comfortable with it, their speed is going to improve. Okay? Those are facts. So once they get better at it, they get more comfortable, the speed's going to improve. Like if they do this every single day for 2 weeks, their speed on day 1 should not be the same speed on day 10. If their speed on day 1 is still equivalent to the speed on day 10, this person is not for you at all. So when I say their speed, if it takes you 3 hours to create 20 listings manually, and it takes them 8 hours to create 20 listings, okay. That's maybe day 1 and day 2. Maybe day 3, they're up to 25 listings in 8 hours. Maybe that's day 3 and day 4. Day 5 and day 6, they're up to 30 or 35 listings in 8 hours. Okay, we're improving, we're getting better. By day 7 and day 8, maybe they're up to 40 listings in 8 hours. All right, now I see some progression. I'm glad about that. Day 9 and day 10, maybe they're up to 55 listings in 8 hours. That's what you want. If on day 1 and day 10, they're still at 10 listings, this person is not, or 20 listings, this person is not for you. If they're at 10 listings, they're definitely not for you. Thank you and goodbye, and go find somebody else. Okay? After they've been working for you for a while, if they are fit, then the other thing is that they're going to step through your standard operating procedures. They're going to definitely tell you where your holes are. That gives you the opportunity to tweak your standard operating procedures, improve them, enhance them, fix them, so that if that person ever leaves, you have cleaner operating procedures, you have more accurate operating procedures, and you have up-to-date operating procedures. Okay? Maybe the platform has changed since the last time you wrote those. So again, this could be helpful to you. You also need to decide how much access you're going to grant them to your stuff. So you need to figure out if you're going to, go through a VPN, if you're going to give them direct access to your accounts, if you're going to have them go through a tool and access your accounts that way. So you have to decide what that looks like for you. After they've been working for you, maybe 3 months or even a month, if they've really improved and they're really a go-getter, you want to share with them your vision for your business. What that will do is, one, it will help motivate them to help you to be successful so that they have a job long-term. The other thing, it will also help them to help you find potential inefficiencies. The one thing about doing this business is that when you do it long enough, you're doing it on autopilot. You don't see the opportunities sometimes. The opportunities to do something faster, better, cleaner. You don't see them because you're too close to it. So having a fresh set of eyes look at it, sometimes they can give you feedback that you're like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. So again, allowing them the opportunity to help you on this business journey, sharing the vision, sharing your vision with them, and then listening to their feedback. Listen to their feedback. Sometimes they could share some really helpful and beneficial information in your business, or they can maybe streamline some things that you never even thought about and go, oh my gosh, I did not even think about that. I had a VA that did that. Well, I've a couple of VAs have done that a couple of times, and I'm like, yes, I love this. And then after they've been working for you for a period of time, then you don't have to do the regular daily touch bases or the weekly touch bases. You literally can see the work that they're doing, checking in with them maybe once every 2 weeks, looking at their work in the folders, or going to, if you set up a folder structure, maybe you're using Google Drive, or looking at, if they're creating listings for you, you can see them in the products that are being listed and also the sales. So figure that out. All right. So things that a VA can do for you, they can do product research, create listings. They can definitely help you come up with product ideas for private label products, keyword research all day long, help you with designs for print on demand, customer service. They can help you with your website. If you're uploading, maybe you're using Shopify and you need to import new listings or bring your listings down. Maybe you need to turn on ads or coupons, that kind of stuff. So fulfill your Shopify orders, list on eBay, Amazon. So again, we already had create listings. Do your spreadsheet loads onto Walmart, maybe handle your emails. There's so many different things that a VA can do for you in your e-commerce business. Okay. So a prep center, another thing that you can do to improve your operations. So as we talked about before, you're gonna have to have a financial plan for this whole thing. Your business plan should help you kind of map out and scope out your financial plan. You're going to do some preliminary research to figure out prep centers, and then you're going to make some decisions. So as you're thinking about, a prep center and what things that they could potentially do for you, here's a couple of reasons why why you would consider using a prep center or fulfillment center, 3PL, whatever works for you. One is that you can take the time if you're shipping yourself, and you can use it on other things, more income producing activities, for sure. It can reduce your stress because you don't have inventory in your house. I live with inventory, guys. I have a storage unit. I have inventory in my house, in my garage, in my living room. I'm like, So we are working on a strategy. Well, we have a couple of things going on, but we're actually working on a system, a different system in the house. And we're also with the prep center. So I already had an account that I was working, but I just have that much inventory, which is crazy. Then it will also, you don't have to have as many prepping supplies on hand. So again, reducing the amount of stuff that's in your house. You can own a business and not feel like the business is drowning you. Potentially save on sales tax. So again, some prep centers, depending on where they're located, I could potentially help you save on some sales tax. It can save on inbound shipping fees. So again, going directly to the prep center, that could help you to save on some inbound if you're getting inventory shipped in. Faster turnaround times, all kinds of things happen. Okay, I had to go to the ER last Friday because my son busted his head at school. Okay, you have things that happen, and so you're supposed to work on this other thing, but something else happened. If you're doing all the shipping yourself, some things just don't get done. So faster turnaround times. It can also help you have faster turnaround times because of the fact that maybe sometimes, as this time of year, happens to be around fourth quarter, Amazon is bombarded. It takes them forever to check things in. So if you're working with a prep center that has a more streamlined process, fewer staff, they're more efficient than Amazon, believe it or not, then you could work with that prep center and they can check in your inventory faster and get it turned around to your customers faster. So it's something to think about. And it gives you more freedom, so you can work on things that I've already mentioned that are more profitable. Like you can work on income producing activities. So things you consider if you decide you're going to move to, it says prep center. It's really a fulfillment center. A prep center actually like takes the labels off your stuff. They will prep your stuff, put the Amazon labels on it if you're going to ship it into Amazon for you. They will take it out of the packaging, remove the tags. So a prep center like prepares the inventory for shipment. Whereas a fulfillment center, which is what Amazon FBA is, fulfillment by Amazon, or a deliver or a 3PL, they will ship it to the customer for you. Okay. So they're not necessarily preparing it. If they do prepare it, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. Deliver does not prepare anything, but they will ship it to the customer for you. So when it sells, it's just a pick, pull, and pack. Pick it, pull it, pack it, ship it. Yeah, pull it, pack it, ship it. That's what they do. So know which one you need. And if you feel like you need a prep center to kind of clean things up, take stickers on price tags off of stuff, then there are fulfillment centers that will actually, prep centers that will actually do fulfillment work as well. So think about that. Your location, that's something you need to think about if you're going with a fulfillment center, so that you know where it is. If it's local to you, you can drop some of your retail arbitrage stuff off. The services available, what type of services do they offer? Do they really do bundles for you? Do they poly bags? Their service costs, okay, flat fee, what are they charging? So that you understand it. You'll find that several of the fulfillment centers will offer or do things for lower fees than Amazon, believe it or not, or for equivalent fees to Amazon. Remember, Amazon has a lot of staff that they have to pay. So do not be surprised if your fulfillment center charges you less than Amazon. Don't be surprised by that. Promise turnaround. What is their guarantee for turnaround, especially when you're in the peak season? What do they say their guarantees are? Sales tax free. So again, if you do online arbitrage, you make purchases, might be sales tax free. Supplies. Do they offer supplies? Do you have to pay additional supplies? Do they charge you an extra for the supplies? Pallets. So will they receive pallets? If you're like purchasing items from a liquidator, maybe you're sending it to a prep center, they've got to take it out. They got to check it in. They've got to potentially prep that inventory, because sometimes you can't just ship it as is. It may have stuff on it, things written all over it, blah, 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 and they got to clean it up. And then they will put it on the shelf until somebody buys it, and then they will pull it and pack it and ship it. How long do they keep the invoices on file? Something you need to know. In addition to that, so any type of discounts, if they decide, if you need them to prep your inventory, so what's that cost? How long can your products be held? One of the biggest questions, because Amazon sellers are so frustrated with Amazon and the long-term storage fees. So how long will this fulfillment center or prep center hold your fulfillment prep center? Hold your stuff. Okay. Hazmat exceptions. So Deliver will not accept batteries, I think, or they only accept it in certain locations. I think they don't accept batteries at all. I have to go back. I have a lot on my brain, but I know that Deliver definitely has some restrictions. Labeling for a private label or white label, will they do labeling for you? Will they handle your returns? Receive your stuff back in and handle returns. And accounts, are there any accounts you need to create or have? Software you need to create or have. So some of the fulfillment centers use ShipStation, or they like for you to have a ShipStation account, especially like if you're doing Shopify, so there'll be an integration through ShipStation. And then do they have a customer service process to handle your concerns and issues? Things you should know before you go with a fulfillment center. Again, you need to know what it is that you need. And how do you know what you need? By putting together your shipping policy. So your shipping strategy, not shipping policy, your shipping strategy. So that was back on page 1, like put together your shipping strategy so that when you have these conversations with fulfillment centers, that you will have an effective conversation because you know what to ask. Okay, so the next thing, one of the last things we'll talk about regarding scaling your business is your marketing. So your marketing consists of many different things. It consists of traffic. It consists of sometimes operational things, because all of that is designed to get your product in front of the right eyeballs to buy it. Again, getting your product in front of the right eyeballs to buy it. So one of the first marketing strategies is that you got to maximize the use of social media, period. We are in a different place than we were back in 2014 when I started. Social media is being used over and over again to some crazy extents. So get familiar with social media, create yourself an account on social media. You can decide you're going to do Facebook shops and Instagram shops. I mean, it's an option if you want to. And don't overlook the opportunity to do video, was it live stream shopping? Live stream shopping is picking up like crazy. We're definitely going to be taking a deep dive into that. So live stream shopping is a thing. And more people are buying things off of live stream shopping. Like, it's sort of like Home Shopping Network or Amazon Live. That's what it's like, or QVC. So all of these are opportunities for you to get your product in front of different people. If you sell a private label product, there you go. If you sell a niche, maybe you're selling pet supplies, baby stuff, and so you're not really doing private label, but you're in a niche and you're doing maybe retail or online arbitrage or drop shipping or print on demand. Again, if you have a niche, find your audience, put your products in front of them. So make sure that you're posting on social media to share your products and have a clickable link back so people can buy it, no matter what. And you don't always have to show your face on these products. If you're doing like TikToks, you can just show the product and not your face. They'll see your hands. The next one is to get better at keyword research. You have to do that. Keyword research. So research, learn, test, and master keyword research. You have got to get better at it. So this is when we're looking at growing and scaling. I'm going to go backwards just a second. So hiring a VA is definitely part of the growing, but a VA can also help you scale your business, because as they become more efficient, they'll help you to scale your business, to grow it. They become more efficient. They'll optimize what they do. They'll get better at it. Same thing with a prep center. Okay. So a prep center, a fulfillment center, and probably should just write fulfillment center instead of prep center. But anyway, you get the idea. A fulfillment center can help you to grow your business, but they can also help you to scale it. They can handle more inventory than you can in your house. They can handle more inventory than you can in your storage unit. You don't have to spend all your time handling inventory. You literally could spend your time just finding amazing products to sell. So now you're in a better position to scale your business because you're not physically touching inventory. Okay? So if you're not physically touching inventory, this is the thing. So as you go into marketing using social media, it costs you $0. Let me repeat that one more time. It costs you $0 to put your products up on Facebook Marketplace or put your stuff on Facebook, Instagram. You create a Facebook fan page. You can create Facebook shops. It costs you $0 to put your products up. It costs you $0 to do a YouTube video. You don't have to show your face on your product. Same thing with putting your product up on Pinterest or TikTok. It costs you $0. So you can literally scale your business without spending any money if you're consistent on those platforms. Now, I'm not saying about ads. I'm just talking about just putting the listing up. Okay. Then, and making sure that, you have optimized that listing with keyword research and SEO. If you learn how to do keyword research organically without using tools, it costs you $0. If you teach your VA how to do your social media, you teach your VA how to do your keyword research, at least the beginning part of it. They may never master it how you do it, but they can do aspects of it and save you 50% of the work. So then you can come back, maybe use tools, give them tools, I don't know, to help them get better at creating listings for you if you're going to outsource listing creation. Again, when we're thinking about growing and scaling, some things are going to cost you money, some things are going to cost you $0, and you get a big bang for your buck. So you need to learn how to, you need to master Google ads and Facebook ads. Pick one, maybe work on Google ads for 6 months, get better at doing Google ads, and then take the other 6 months and work on Facebook ads. The goal is to just keep working at it, research it, learn it, set aside some dedicated time, maybe 1 hour a week, 30 minutes a week, just to study Google ads, and then 30 minutes a week to create the Google ads. Again, so that way you can keep running your business operation. You can gradually get better at it. Now with Google ads and Facebook ads, you do have to have money. So going back to, we talked about a business plan, you got to have a financial strategy. You have to make sure you have some money set aside. What percentage of the money are you going to take out of your profits that you're going to put aside to be able to run Google ads and Facebook ads? Are you going to test with $5 ads? Are you going to test with $10 ads? You have to have that money available, which means you got to have the sales. So you got to keep that part of your business going. I refer to that as keeping the plates in the air. You got the plates on one side, the plates on the other. So you got to keep the plates in the air. Okay. Learn how to create Google shopping. I said shipping, but shopping listings. You need to learn how to create them, because Google and Amazon are two of the most used search engines out there. When people are looking for products to buy, sometimes they just go to Amazon and type it in and search. And that's how they find the product they want to buy. Same thing with looking for products to buy on Google. Google shopping products will always come up. So if you're doing retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, and maybe you're selling on eBay, or you're selling on Bonanza, or you're selling on Walmart, like Walmart is going to optimize your listing and have it come up in the Google search automatically. But again, getting more traffic, more eyeballs to your listing doesn't hurt anything, especially if it's a new thing. So creating it on Google shopping, not shipping, and then allowing them to help get more traffic to it. So doing ads, always a good thing. The next one is, if you are selling a niche or you got a private label product, whatever that happens to be, you need to find your audience. If you're doing retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, you're just potentially randomly buying different products. There are some people that focus just like on baby and pets, and that's all they sell. They don't sell anything else but baby and pets. They do retail arbitrage for that and online arbitrage for that. But if you are a person that you have a specific niche, you need to find your audience. And what I mean by that is, it's called finding your avatar. How is your audience searching for this particular item to find? When you learn that, you'll be able to create better listings, optimize the listings so that your items organically come up in the search. So you spend less money on ads. So the better you get at it, notice this. When you get more efficient, and you optimize different things, you streamline them, you automate them, you spend a little bit less money. That's part of the scaling side of it. And when you're in growing, you're going to spend money, time. You're going to spend time, money, resources, time, money, and resources in the growth stage. When you're in the scaling business, you just get better at things, and you may spend less time doing things, less resources doing things, and less money doing things, because of the fact that you've made them operate more efficiently. So get to know your audience. Once you get to know the audience, then you can take that keyword research information that you've learned, those strategies and techniques, and use that to create better listings, and use that if you're marketing on Shopify or whatever. They'll find your products. They'll get on your list. They get on your email list, then you'll be able to market to them all the time, whenever you have great deals, great finds, whatever it happens to be. So it will work all day long. When someone buys from you, when you're talking about cold traffic to find your product, they may have to see your product anywhere from 7 to 9 times before they consider buying it. But if you have a customer that has bought from you before, they may only have to see your item 2 or 3 times, or 4 or 5 times just to buy it. So it's less times that they have to see it to potentially buy it, because they bought from you before. Why? Because they trust you. They knew that if they bought from you before, that they got it. So you can create a customer loyalty program. You can give them different perks, maybe give them additional 10% off, 15% off because they bought from you. So again, then you got repeat customers and you can help them even more, help them find the other people that are just like them by giving them like a share option. Refer two friends and get an additional 10% off, or refer one friend, get a 5% off. So who doesn't like a deal? Again, these strategies work all day long. If you've got like your own Shopify store, if you have your different things, it will help you all day long. Connect with micro influencers who are maybe talking about on YouTube or on TikTok or on Facebook or about similar products to yours, maybe the exact same product or maybe complementary products. So a perfect example is maybe there is an influencer that is talking about makeup and you're selling a or a facial scrub cleanser. Okay. So if you're selling some type of facial scrub cleanser and they're talking about makeup, you could give them a sample of your product and ask them to talk about it. Why I say micro influencers are going to charge you less than a major influencer would to be able to showcase your product. Sometimes they'll do it for free just because they want the traffic. Then that video lives out there forever. It's called evergreen at that point, and it's out there in the universe forever until they take it down. You could also potentially use that video in your own personal marketing. Something to think about. And then last but not least, study and understand your ads results. If you start running Facebook ads, Google ads, and any other type of ads, you can run Pinterest ads, you can run YouTube ads, just so you know you can run all these ads. If you decide to run ads, you need to study your results from your ads. So if you're going to spend 6 months working on Google ads, or maybe a whole year, 12 months, make sure that you're sitting down and you're doing analysis on what did my Google ads do? What didn't they do? Who did they reach? What was the reach? What was the conversion rate? Get to learn and understand the data. That will help you long-term, bigger picture. Again, go back to mastering Google ads, getting better at creating ads. If you get better at creating ads, or you hire someone, again, this is a specialist type of job. So you could hire someone to do this for you. But if you understand it, aspects of it, then you'll know whether or not the person that you hired is blowing smoke or not. So keep all of these things in mind as you work towards growing and scaling your business, as you continue on your journey to making your business better. I hope this information is helpful to you. I hope that you take all of these strategies and techniques and you use them and implement them in your business to grow it and to scale it as you continue to sell online, wherever you sell. So this has been Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers Academy, and we will see you in our next workshop. If you have not joined eCom Sellers Academy, we invite you to do so. And with that, I will say goodbye for now.